They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now the young white girl comes along and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
Just when you thought the WNBA was finally getting it together, finally ready to ride the Caitlin Clark rocket ship to sports relevance and serious dollars, they went ahead and tripped over their own shoelaces. And by that, I mean Caitlin Clark. Yes, the league's one-woman ratings machine just landed on the injury list.
The Indiana Fever announced that star Caitlin Clark will be out at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. Clark reported some pain in her leg Saturday after the team's loss to the New York Liberty. She subsequently underwent an MRI and was diagnosed with the strain on Monday.
Now, basketball fans are in meltdown mode. Talk shows are spiraling, and Stephen A. Myth, he's practically levitating from sheer outrage at the WNBA bullies at Commissioner. Kathy Engelbert, and most especially at Angel Reese, who still thinks people watch for her, too. If you agree with Stephen A., comment baby goat over baby giraffe down below. Let's go.
Clark was the WNBA's Rookie of the Year last season and a first-team All-WNBA selection. So far, she's averaging 19 points and a league-leading 9.3 assists through 4 games this season. I could give a damn about that last part. I don't care about her leading the league in assists. I don't care about the points that she's averaging because I already know that the young lady can ball. She is special. What I'm interested in is what somebody tweeted me and asked about earlier today that I want to show you right now. Put this tweet up, please, so our audience can see it here. At 4th Gen Bucci, B-U-C-C-I, right? Stephen A. Smith. Can the WNBA keep itself afloat while CC, as in Caitlin Clark, is out?
Caitlin Clark, the very woman who turned women's basketball from something only your overly competitive cousin watched into must-see TV, is now benched with a quad strain. 2 weeks minimum. 2 long, Clarkless weeks where the WNBA will do its best impersonation of everything's fine while the actual product collapses faster than Angel Reese's layup. Picture this, the league's leading light in street clothes while the TV ratings sink like a rock in a kiddie pool.
Unfortunately, though, the celebration in the WNBA, it was cut short yesterday afternoon as WNBA players learned the harsh lesson: be careful what you wish for. Headline at the New York Post. Caitlin Clark sidelined with Indiana Felines announcing shock injury. Keyword: shock. This injury was shocking, but not for reasons that you may think.
And the first person to blow a gasket about it, naturally, it's Stephen A. Smith. ESPN's resident hype machine did not just comment he went DEFCON 1, while other voices in the league gave us their best polite shrug. Stephen A. came in like a human Molotov torching every bad take and bad decision that led us here. And let's be honest, someone had to do it. Everyone else is out here whispering sweet nothings and pretending Caitlin isn't the reason their direct deposit hit on time.
Fanatics also reported a 100% increase in sales for WNBA specific merchandise. It started with Caitlin Clark. And so now that we know all of this, and we've known that for months, now we get to turn around and look and see what exactly is it that the league will do knowing that she's out for the next 2 weeks. I'm not saying I know for sure what's going to happen, but I have an idea.
This man didn't just speak up. He held court like a man who'd been waiting to dunk on the league's ineptitude for months. While WNBA executives were out to lunch trying to act like Caitlin Clark isn't the one keeping the lights on. Stephen A. was busy slapping down receipts. He laid it out so clearly it was like watching math class with fireworks. "Oh, you think the league can survive without Caitlin Clark?" he asked basically. "Cool story, bro. Check the numbers and try not to cry."
Thanks to Clark, Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road. The Fever averaged 17,035 fans at home and over 15,000 on the road. 4 teams moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. That's about Caitlin Clark. How do we know this? Attendance for the entire league was up nearly 50% last year. According to data from across the timeline, and Indiana led all teams with an average attendance of 17,035. That was up 319% from the year earlier.
Let's break those numbers down, shall we? Caitlin Clark games this year are pulling an average of 1.178 million viewers, when she's out just 39,400. That's not a drop, it's a plunge off a cliff. That's a 3 times crater in viewership. And you've still got players like Angel Reese wondering why Clark gets more camera time. Maybe it's because Caitlin doesn't treat the ball like a bowling pin and actually makes people want to watch.
We'll find out. We don't know yet, but I'm going to be really, really interested in seeing, Molly, what kind of effect this has on the WNBA's ratings. Because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is validated.
Stephen A. didn't just wake up mad. This was the result of months of watching the WNBA fumble. Every golden opportunity, he's seen Cheryl Swoops throwing more shade than a beach umbrella, as if Clark wasn't dragging the whole league into the spotlight. And of course, Reese couldn't resist turning every moment into her personal audition for America's Next Jealous. Teammate,
ask me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
Then there's the commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, whose entire Clark-related strategy could be summed up as, thanks for the ratings, I guess. It's like finding a genie in a bottle and wishing for a slightly larger bottle. Now with Clark sidelined, Stephen A. is basically yelling, "I told you so," from the rooftops. And honestly,
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
even threw in some classic wisdom, saying if this is the magnetic traction that draws viewers to the WNBA and her absence proves it, then everyone needs to stand down and ride the wave. Translation, stop fighting it. Caitlin is the show. Either get on board or get left behind. Sitting in half-empty arenas with confused fans wondering where the buzz went.
Became the first rookie with at least 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in a playoff game. That was Caitlin Clark. Became the 4th different rookie to play all 40 minutes in a playoff game. That was her. I'm looking at other things. 6 different league television partners. This is last year. This is last season. Because this is Caitlin Clark that we're talking about. 6 different league television partners set viewership records this year, that year, her rookie year, for its highest viewed WNBA game. Do you know every one of those games included the Indiana Fever? And Tide lifts all boats. And if this is the magnetic traction that draws viewers to the WNBA, and her absence over the next 2 weeks to that due to that quad strain is providing further evidence of that, then everybody needs to accept it, stand down, and ride that wave. I'm going to be really interested in seeing how the ratings are going to look without her over the next 2 weeks. Let's make sure we come back and ask me this exact same question after she's been gone for those 2 weeks. We know what she brings to the table, but people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm, and they resented it because they saw the marketing prowess that she had. They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now, the young white girl comes along, and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
Look, I think Stephen A. is 100% correct on this. At the end of the day, you already see people actually saying, hey, I'm not watching for 2 weeks. I'm not tuning in for 2 weeks. And it's really bad news for the Mystics and the Sky, because both of those teams moved those games to big arenas. So it's like, now that she's not playing, what is that attendance going to look like? The viewership, right? The viewership is going to plummet. I already know. Because the majority of the people that's watching the Indiana Fever wants to see Caitlin Clark. And sad to say it, a lot of them only want to see Caitlin Clark. They don't really care about the entire team.
Everybody was moving Caitlin Clark games to bigger facilities because everyone was selling tickets. There were ratings. It was a ratings bonanza. Now with Caitlin Clark not playing, what do? Well, when you change your situs, guess what? You can't change it back.
Yep.
All
the tickets are literally half the price, and there are entire sections of the stadium that have not sold any tickets.
2.2 million average viewers tuned in to watch Caitlin Clark and the Fever take on the Liberty.
Peaking at 3.2 million viewers is crazy for the WNBA, even for the Fever.
Became the 6th most watched WNBA regular season or playoff game.
She came into the league last year with no break whatsoever between the college game and the pro game and did a thing. Ended up as an all-star, ended up being 4th in the league in MVP voting, was the clear winner for Rookie of the Year. No competition whatsoever in that regard when it was really all said and done. We know what she brings to the table. But people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm. And they resented it because they saw the marketing prowess that she had.
Higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
You literally cannot make this up. When she's not playing, ticket prices, merchandise sales plummet. Viewership declines when she is not suited up in uniform. The numbers do not lie, guys. Caitlin Clark is the biggest box office attraction in the WNBA, period. Facts over feelings.